Welcome to my channel Academy IS. Today I pick up a most important theory of Karl Marx. I have already covered class conflict, alienations, historical materialisms. There was another one that is very important, that is mode of productions. This is all by Academy IS by Priyanka. And this is for UPSC Sociological Optional Paper 1, where we have a very good amount of thinkers and their theories. This is Simplifying Sociological Thinkers Revision Series. To simplify the concept of the theories and have a good revisions before the exam. So let's understand what is mode of production. See, according to Karl Marx, the mode of production refers to the way a society organizes the production of goods and services to satisfy human needs. See, every human have their own needs and thereby the needs of the society, and to fulfill this need of the society, we have to produce goods, right? And this is called the mode of productions. This refers to the way a society organizes the production of goods and services. What is the goods? Goods can be pens, papers, pencils, laptops, your foods, your clothes. Everything that is the goods, tangible ones. And services, what? Services, it is that I'm stitching, it is a service. Banking is a service. Transportation is a service. That is intangible ones. These are all services. This all we needed to satisfy what humans needs, our needs for the better survival, better standard of livings. This is called this is so for that they are to produce these things all together. So this is what called mode of productions, in which mode these things are producing. It includes both material sources used for productions and the social relationship through which productions takes place. See, in the mode of productions, we'll see two concepts. Just I will in the component of the mode of production. So, see, it includes both materials resources, the materials ones, and the social relationship, and on the basis of mode of productions we build up some social relationship. That covers in this mode of productions. So it answers the question, how does a society produce, own, and distributes its sold? See, we in the later we'll see that there are different types of society, or society get evolved throughout the times. So question is how does a society produce, own, and distributes its wealth? So every society have their own way of productions, and they have own them, means ownership, and distribute, and after the productions obviously it will be distributed amongst other section of the society who are not producing it for some extension. So this is distribution of the wealth. So this theory answered these questions, that how or say we can check that how this society is producing their goods, and who have the ownership, and how equally or unequally these resources are distributed amongst all others section of the society. So this keywords is productions, economies, ownerships, labor, and society. So what is the core idea of this theory? Marx believed that economic Organization of society is the foundation of social life. See, as I have already covered some other thinkers, if not, please have a look. And remember, each thinkers have their own focus. Have their own focuses. Karl Marx's main focus is all about the economy. He think it is the economic condition of the society that decide contributions or other things in the society. So he said the economic organization of the society is the foundation of social life. See, as per Karl Marx, it is all other economic organizations, that economic activities that is going on in the society, upon that mode of productions of this economic activities, it decided the foundations of social life and other institutions in the society. The way people produce goods influences politics, law, religions, family, education, culture. So, so in which way or in which mode of productions the economic activity is going on, it decide others foundations and institution in the society, others institution, that is families, laws, religions, educations, culture, politics. These are other institutions of the society. So what is the click that Karl Marx saying that changes in the productions eventually bring changes in society? That will let us see that how these changes go on. That changes in the mode of productions will eventually bringing changes in the society itself. So that's the core idea of this theory. And that keywords is economics base. Economics is the base of the society, and these things, politics, law, religions, families, education, culture, these are the superstructure of the society. That upon which all are based on the basis of the economics, and these politics, laws, religions, other institutions are based. So these are superstructure, and economics is the base of the society. So there is another, the concept is here, that is based on the superstructure. On the society change and material life. So let me just go that how this mode of production changes, bring changes in the foundation of the social life. Okay, this one. Okay, then I will cover that one. Okay, relations of productions. No, this one. How does the mode of production shapes the society? As I talk, that changes in the mode of productions will bring changes in the superstructure or in the social life. So how it happened or will happen, that is the click we have to check. Marx argued that economic organizations influences all major institutions. So that is economic organization, that is the mode of productions will influences all major institutions. So how it happens? See, capitalist economies. In capitalist economies, what's it? The best, there is a huge more productions is going on, and there is two sections, bourgeoisie and the proletariat. So what say? It is that who have the ownership of these productions in this capitalist economies gains the huge amount of profit as a surplus, because there is a concept of private property in this capitalist economy, and the other larger huge number of people who are just participating in this economic activity of capitalist economy, they are just having a meager amount of money, that is as a salary or wages. So there is two sections of the uh, this events in each and every mode of productions. There will be two class or kind of section. One is have and another is have not. So private ownership comes, then competitions will be there amongst those numbers, huge numbers of people who are working as a worker in these systems or capitalist economies. They will have a big amount of competitions that who will do more hard work or have more talent, who will be more a reward. So that is the profit motive, and that brings individualisms. They develop their own thinkings, their own um, smartness, intellect, so that they can contribute more in these productions and get more reward. And also the consumer culture, uh, because the production is huge, and once they have a better salary and wages, they will be very much interested in consuming more products and goods, because that will give them a very good luxury or better standard of living. That promotes consumer culture. So see, economic changes gradually transform social values, because consumerism culture's values is promoting shares. They will have a better lifestyles, big car, big homes, more luxurious as items, and more tech gadgets, big institutions, and even some better, highly intellect persons may be working for the better salary. So all these mm, um, structures changing and impacting the social life. So this is the economic changes that bring changes in the social life itself. Yeah. So see, historical development of mode of productions. In this theory, Karl Marx has shown that our society has evolved through a series. It's not like that in the society we are living today. It is not like that before. It is evolved through a period of times, and it happens through the changes in the mode of productions. Got it? Marx believed history progresses through changes in the productions. So, first now, let me explain the component of historical. Just a minute. Yes, this component of the mode of productions. Let me explain. Then I will go to the slide. Okay. So, component of the mode of production. The mode of production has two main components. That is forces of productions. That is the major things. And if these forces of production change, the mode of production change. The forces of production is land, labor, capital, technology, skills, and raw materials. Because Karl Marx is also about talking about the economy's activities. And in as we if we have read and understood economies, we'll see that in economy to do this economic activities we do these things. We need land, labors, capitals, that's mean monies, technology, skills, that is manpower, some raw materials for this productions. So if there is some changes and some improvement in these forces of productions, it brings changes in the mode of productions itself. So this is the major component of mode of productions. And another is Relations of productions, this is the component of mode of productions. Relations of production, that is ownership of resources, and this relations of productions based upon the ownership of resources, that is employer and employee relations. Employer who will employed and employees who will be the worker, that is the boss and the worker relations. Class relations will be yours, the higher caste and lower class is there. Control over productions, who will owns the productions, they will have a better control on the productions process. So this is also the relations of productions. So this is the flow chart that in the mode of productions we have forces of productions and relations of productions, and forces of productions, changes in the forces of productions bring changes or decide the economic structure in the society. So keywords is forces, relations, ownerships, and technology. Okay. See, let's understand this one. What is the forces of productions? It is the forces of production are the materials and human resources used to produce goods and services. It is not just machine that will bring the production, or it is not that humans being will make the production. So all things will comes together. So machines, humans, better humans, skilled persons is needed, technology is needed. So as we discuss, land, labors, machines, technology, and scientific knowledge, obviously with skills, knowledge is also needed to make this production. So this is the this mode of productions. It's coming from very modern days mode of production. But if we talk about ancient periods mode of productions, that is, if we can say that agriculture. This was the ancient mode of ancient economic activities. And to do this economic activities, can you tell what are the forces we need? They needed. What are the forces they used to? There are very basics tools such as plow is there, they have land, and they physical labors activities is there. Some seeds will be there, waters, and some technology in the means, that is plow or cutting some cutting instruments. This is the old technologies, and there's old knowledge, old traditional knowledge they used to make this productions. That was the ancient mode of productions. But in the but and these examples that is given here, that is a modern automobiles factory. Here, if someone's go to this modern automobile factories, they will see that, especially in the capitals mode of production and in the bigger cities, robots are there, highly efficient engineers is there, there is raw materials that you need for this productions. Even they are using AI, assembly lines is there. So all together is coming to make that productions, and that is happening. That is the example of modern days. Yeah. So artificial intelligence, automations, robotics are transforming the forces of productions in manufacturing and services. See, so when society goes through any changes or any new big level changes comes, it impacts the economic structure of the society. That's Karl Marx is saying, and in the way it impacts the social life. It's so let's have a understand more, that is relation of productions. What is the relation of productions? Relation of productions refers to social relationship people enters into during the process of productions, especially concerning ownership and control. Who owns resources? Who works? Who earns profit and who exercise controls? So basically there will be these three belongs to one class and another one's this who works, that will be the labor class, that is one is boss or owner and another will be worker. A factory owner controls productions while workers contribute to labor since returns for wages. So owner and labor or worker. So here coming back against this one, I will say please to revise these things from your notes materials, that how this historical development of mode of productions happened, that what are the forces of productions in the primitive communisms and in the slave society and in the feudalisms and in the capitalism and socialism and communism. Let's have some another examples, that is feudalism. In feudalism mode of productions, the forces are, it is all about land, the agricultures. So in the agricultures there was what say two class who have the lands, they owns them, they have the ownership, the controls, and who don't have the land, they what they do, they do the labor activities in the land and for the sake of wages. Okay, and once there comes some changes in the mode of productions, that was if they were using plow, then what say the technologies industrializations comes, they bring big machines, and nowadays technology is coming, drones is coming, AI is coming, so all are impacting those feudalism, those agricultural activities. And so in this way industrializations taking captures of these economics activities, and thereby this feudalism economy slowly started converted into capitalism. So when there is changes in the any forces in the mode of productions, it brings changes in uh, economics structure, economics mode of productions itself. So first to have primitive communism, then slave society, next feudalism, then capitalism, socialism, and communism. Here we can and have to bring the concept of class conflict as well. Let me tell you how it happens. See, in capitalism's two class, bourgeoisie and proletariat. One have a big amount of profit and another don't have. So when they grow the class consciousness, they what they do to revolt against another class. So they bring changes in the economic structure and social structure, and this will bring changes socialism, where there will be no concept of private property, everyone will have equal, or say all resources will be equally available to all. and the productions really happened not for luxury of the one class of the society, but for the need, equal need that society need. Hmm, that will serve the purpose of survival of each one's, and not just survival, the betterment of the each one. That is socialism, and it comes through class conflict. So here in Karl Marx we'll see that his theory is very much related, interconnected. So this is what I am talking, the contradictions in the mode of productions. So real world applications, gig economy, platforms connect workers with customer, but questions remain about control, ownership and labor's right against what's say it's talking about relations of productions. Indian species, so example we can say green revolutions improve artificial agriculture technologies, transformed rural productions, and then it that I was talking in the earlier slide, that how technology of making changes in the production of feudal system, and it increased output while also creating regional disparities. That during grand revolutions, which regions have more advancement or adaptations, they grow more, and it brings regional disparities. So in this way, do think and make your own examples, okay, from your society syllabus and understanding of the society. Make your own examples. This is just an example. Now, have some comparison of major thinkers. Marx says economic structures drive social change. To note it very well, to understand his thinkers. Okay. Marx says economic structure drives social change. Weber says ideas, values, and beliefs can also shape economic life. I have already covered Weber's ideas. Uh, please have a look on this to understand and bring comparisons for his thinkers. Durkheim says social solidarity and shared norms maintain social order. Okay. Durkheim's theories is also I have covered. Have a look on it. That is social fact, division of labors, social cohesion, target person. He said institutions functions together to preserve stability. That is agile framework. Target person, the big one and major one. I have covered it. Have a look on it. Target persons. See, yes, this just note it somewhere to understand his thinkers. So now make some criticisms of this theory. If you have understand some other thinkers or others perspective, you can make this criticism. Let us Max Weber say, economic factor alone cannot explain social change. Cultures and ideas also matter. Hmm. That is Max Weber's ideas, Protestant ethics. Functionalist says society is held together by corporations as well as conflict. Functionalist, the famous one is delicate person who says each institutions has their own functions and they have collaborations with each others, and so it reduces conflict in the society. Post-industrial perspective, it says knowledge, information, and technology have become increasingly important alongside ownership of physical capital. Contemporary view is modern economies involves government, multinational corporations, digital platform, making social relations more complex than classical industrial capitalism. Even there is a prevail of capitalism. If you look at our country, we can say, someone can say, or Marx say that there is have a big control on the economy, but say there is the government, some other big other corporations is there, such as Deloitte, Google's, okay, and some other digital platforms is there who can impact, make impact if by spreading knowledge and informations, by making awareness, or say we have the religious institutions who might reduce the culture of consumerism. So there are some other things um, that making the social relationship much more different and complex. This is the PYQ themes. Okay. That is mode of productions, forces of productions, relations of productions, economic base, historical materialism. This is covered in some another videos. Have a look on it. Capitalism. I covered it here. Max Weber's all theories is already covered. Delicate persons is also covered in this channel. So have a look on it. Yeah. Current affairs and real world examples. Um, okay, have a look. Artificial intelligence. Issue is artificial intelligence, new one coming to this economy. So how we can link it or understand? It changes the forces of productions because your work is getting automated. So we need less labor force. Through automations and advanced technology, your work, the work will be done in a very small times, and we need more humans, labors, or those person who used to do this work, they will be lay off. Or say the company will asking for those persons who can do this automation work. So new skills demands is emerging, and there is layoff of the old humans who have the skills or knowledge to doing that work. So just try to understand some recent changes and how it impacting the mode of productions. It's the okay, so this is some of PYQ questions, trends. Oh, let's understand Karl Marx concept of mode of productions. I covered it. It's covered. Distinguish forces of productions and situations of productions. It's covered. How does mode of productions influence social change? That is, we discussed primitives too. So communalism. Compares Marx economics determinism with Weber's multidimensional explanation of society. For that, you need to watch Weber's theories. This is covered well. Just have a look on that, watch it, and then can make the comparison. Yes, discuss the relevance of the mode of productions in understanding globalization, digital capitalism, or gig economy. This one. Issues and this mode of productions raises question about labor relations, ownership, and worker security. Okay. Mm, so all this is for today's. I have mostly covered all major thinkers and these theories. Please do go through all thinkers to understand one, because all are correlated to make the criticisms and comparison. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. And please to like, share, and subscribe, and to share this who have sociological optional. That's all for today. Thanks and have a good day.